my first question to you is that day at Wembley against Wigan. I know you've had success at other clubs, but that must have been right up there in terms of big days in your footballing career.
Oh yeah, sure. Being a homegrown lad, brought up in Wembley, born in Norfolk Park Hospital, which is around the corner, and used to go into the dog races at Wembley every 2 weeks, where my brothers used to take me, and then always, watching those dogs around, you're looking at that pitch thinking, oh, I'd love to play on that. It's a dream. So actually to get the play on it in a playoff final and actually win it, can't get much better.
What are your memories of that day in general? I mean, did you sleep well the night before? Were you nervous, apprehensive? When did you know you were playing?
Knew basically that, if I remember correctly, the day before. Had an inkling, throughout the week, because when the gaffer was working on shape and that, it sort of like was a giveaway, sort of like what the team was basically going to be. But no, the night before is crazy. I still tell some players, my thoughts, and talk about the psychology side of the game. Well, I didn't have one, but I just had thoughts of playing at Wembley and just thinking of like all good things, what was going to happen, with me on landing on the ball and that, and so. And I just woke up that morning and just felt so confident, because I was just thinking of all good things, what was going to happen. And I just woke up really confident. And then on the way, I'll never forget it, on the way to Wembley, I was on the coach, and I was in the middle of all of the coach, walking up and down. And I was just, especially going through Wembley, I was just saying to the boys, that's where I was brought up. I know, yeah, that's where I live just down that road there. And I was so excited and really confident, and I just remember Peter Taylor just getting off his seat and said, "Junior, sit down." But yeah, I remember getting into the stadium and just going around the play. I was just felt really confident, and just telling the boys, and just saying, "Listen, when you get the ball, just give me the ball. Just give me the ball. I want the ball." And I just felt so, wow, I just felt really confident in the game that we're going to win and my performance. So, which, like I said to you, but like the night before, I just had really good thoughts and, just dreaming of playing at Wembley and that, and just knew it was just around the corner.
I'll take you back to that 90 minutes a bit later on, but I'm going to go back to the start of that season, arriving at Gillingham. You'd worked with Peter Taylor before. When did you first hear from him and that a move to the Gills might be on the cards? Because correct me if I'm wrong, you were at Hendon the season before.
That's it. Yeah, I was at Hendon. It was just at the end of the season. I just had a phone call from him, because he got it at the end of the season, didn't he? The job. So
yeah, in the summer. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just gave, as soon as he got it, I think it was that week he got it. He just called me and said, "Listen, I want you to come down." And said, basically said, "Come on trial." So I said, "Yeah." So I jumped at the chance and, did a whole pre-season there. Remember going to Yeovil in a pre-season game. I think it was the last game we went on tour. Well, not tour. I mean, like a weekend away, playing a few teams down there and down towards Yeovil. And we played Yeovil, and I can remember at half-time, I wasn't having the best of games, and he had the right go at me and saying, "Listen, this is your chance, don't let it slip through your fingers and that. So, come on, got to do better than that. And, you're a good player and that." And he just gave me a bit more confidence. And then I just went out there and, just played a lot better in the second half. And then I think it was shortly after that, he just pulled me in and just said, "Listen, we can offer you a deal."
What was it about yourself and Peter Taylor that worked? Because after Gillingham, you followed into other clubs, Leicester, Brighton, Wickham, Hull. What was it about you two that was so special? Because you seemed to just click.
Yeah, everyone asks me that. Everyone asks, he said, what have you got on him? What have you got on him? I mean, I don't even, he's signed me, is it 7, 8 times through playing and coaching. Yeah, we speak about that now and again. And but I think he just knows what he's getting from me. And he just, the role I play, which he likes, I'll just play that sort of like, I think they call it CDM these days, but just holding midfielder. And I was just the one to just go and get the ball and get, which I call these days a server. So I can just feed those people in front of me, like Hess and Tyler, like Sir Nicky South at times when he played in there, and the front players. So I was just get the ball off AD, Barry Ashby, and that. So, and just start the ball rolling from there. So, and he just knew I had that confidence to go and get the ball, even though at times throughout my career I would get stick through it doing it, But and it just never fazed me. No matter what, I always wanted the ball. Always wanted the ball,
Of course, you're not the only pairing that have paired up several times at other clubs. It's not an uncommon thing, is it? I mean, a manager has got a number 2 that they take everywhere. That's part and parcel of the game. But was he one of the major influences during your career, Peter?
Yeah, of course. Because I'm not the only one who's been signed by many times by other managers and that. I think they just know what you get in. Really, he just knows what he's getting. He just knows what he wants. So when he goes to, I suppose, when he goes to other clubs, probably looks at that sort of role and he just thinks that I just fit the bill. So, but that's the same as most managers out there. If you look at any manager who goes to a new club, you see that they usually go back to their old club or one of their old clubs and sign a player they worked with before, because they just know what they're getting and they actually know what the manager wants as well.
When Peter did make the call and said, "Come with me to Gillingham," were you confident you could make that step up from the division you were with Hendon into the second division with Gillingham?
Yeah, I had that confidence, I did have that confidence, and going into, especially like pre-season, the first week or two at Gillingham, don't get me wrong, it was really hard. It was tough, and it was tough. Like, you had people who were really good runners. You had Steve Butler. I think he was close to his 40s. You had no one Noseworthy. You had Nicky South who could run, and they were the guys that they was right at the top there, right at the front, should I say? And it was tough, and I class myself as a good runner, but it was tough and it was hard. But once we got the balls out and that, I felt a bit, I felt confident that I could play at that level. You
arrived in a very tight knit group and some big characters in that dressing room. Some have just mentioned yourself, really. Guy Butter, Barry Ashby, Adi Pennock. How long did it take to bed in with the squad, or was it almost immediate?
It's pretty easy. I mean, I was quite lucky that Barry Ashby. I went to the same school as Barry, so I knew Barry Ashby, and he made me feel really welcome. To be fair to him, and he was a massive character, massive. On and off the pitch. He's brilliant. He didn't have the captaincy, but he was like a captain on and off the pitch. He helped me with that. He helped me even when I was doing well. You're talking about when people like agents are sort of like on the phone to you and that. So he was brilliant. But the rest of the lads, you couldn't beat a bunch of boys there. Everyone, like you said, like there was a tight unit, so it was pretty easy, and they just made you feel welcome. If you was a grafter and you fit into their philosophy on and off the pitch, then you'd be fine.
As a team, we seem to get better and better as the season progressed. We had that fantastic cup run. I think you played 55 games, scored 5, 6, 7 goals. The goal I remember you scoring was at the Rainham end against Wigan, ironically. The kind of chip over the two defenders on the line. Do you recall that one?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll still show a few of the boys that. A few of the boys, the players and that. I said, like, yeah, I'll show you a goal. Yeah. And now and again, some people send it to me. So it's, to be fair, every time I see it, but it gets better. So, no, I love that goal. It's brilliant. Best thing about that goal is the two boys tied up in the net. So, so that's the best thing about it for me. Listen, I'll never forget that goal because as it landed, I just could remember bodies around me just shouting out, shoot, 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 shoot. And I was never really a one to, if you look through my career, I've rarely had a shot outside the box because with me, I just knew my strengths, and I didn't really score many goals outside the box, but I just knew the chances of me scoring outside the box was very, very, very small. So I was better off just sliding someone in or playing the ball wide where we can cross, and I think we just had more chances of scoring from there. But as it landed on my feet, I just had that composure. I just knew the keeper came out, and I thought if I just beat the keeper sort of thing and just put a bit of airtime in it, I'll have a chance. And to sit hit the back of the net was good, was pleasing.
I'll send it to you again later on because I'm sure you won't get bored watching it.
Nah, I didn't score many, you see. I didn't score many. Peter Taylor never allowed me in the box, to be fair. So,
well, you got a few others. I think it was 6 that season, but talk me through.
Not bad for holding midfielder, is it?
That's not bad. I didn't tell him that on the phone. I had to call him back and tell him.
Yeah.
The FA Cup run. What are your personal memories from that run?
Wow. There was there was some good memories and there's a couple of bad memories, really. But the good memories, obviously playing Bradford, who was in the Premiership at the time, and just like the togetherness we had, and we knew, like, going to the game, like we just, every time we went into a game, we just thought like there was no team like us who that togetherness. And to be fair to the boys, they that group's been together a little while. What I remember, because they had a playoffs final at Wembley before that, and I think what I remember, I think the whole group, like, the club managed to keep them together. So going into that against Bradford, we had no fear, to be honest, and we just thought, like, listen, if we stick together and play how we can play, we knew we had a chance. But Bradford, that was special because, against a Premiership club, and then just once we beat them, we just thought, like, we have a chance against a lot of teams, especially at home, with that tight stadium and the support and the atmosphere that the fans brought to that place. When you're doing well, the fans there and the atmosphere is fantastic.
And we went to Wrexham on the last day, knowing if we won the game, automatic promotion was pretty much there. When I spoke to Hesse, he said there was a huge element of disappointment because that chance had slipped through your fingers, but focus very quickly turned on trying to put the wrong right in the playoffs. Yeah,
I remember that. I was, if I remember correctly, I was on the bench.
Yeah,
wasn't I?
I think Peter made a triple sub after about an hour.
Yeah, that's it. He made a sub. I was gutted. I was gutted being on the bench, but but knew he played a part, and no matter who you put on that pitch with that squad, you knew you would have a chance. So, but yeah, it was disappointed. But like I said to you, the tight unit we had there, we lost, and I remember going on the coach on the way back. The spirit and that on the coach was still brilliant. It wasn't just sort of like at the back and sort of like crying about the game or heads down and showing that disappointment. I remember correctly, we still had a drink on the coach and just sort of like had a bit and said, listen, we're just going to do it in the playoffs. So, we just didn't let it you know, we turned the page very, very quickly, you know. And so it was, you know, it was disappointing not go up automatically, but looking back now, you wouldn't change it because you end up going through the playoffs, you know.
Sure, and I guess going up via the playoffs in many ways is better than going up automatically because of the experience and the atmosphere and
Yeah.
you can walk the stairs. But talk me through the Stoke playoff games and perhaps Peter Taylor's approach to it all. How important was he in trying to reset the mind and reset the focus?
Do you know, he was a very calm influence on us all, you know, and he just kept saying, you know, focused on us. He really focused on it. He touched up on them, you know, about their strengths and their weaknesses, but he really focused on us, what I remember. And, you know, and he really wanted to just go out there and perform. And he was just talking about performing. Don't worry about the results. And we went out there, and if I remember correctly, looking back at the game, we started off like really, really well. I mean, Stoke couldn't get the ball off us, you know. And I think if I remember correctly, we went 1-0 down. And we still playing the football we was. And if I remember Chris Kamara commentating on that game, and I remember like watching the game back, you know, he was very, let's say, we couldn't believe the football we were playing when we were still 1-0 down. It looked like we were 1-0 up, sort of thing, you know. And what I remember, I think, did we go 2-0 down?
2-0 down inside 9 minutes.
9 minutes, that's it. But even that, you know, we still had all the possession and that we shouldn't have been 2-0 down. And I think that's got us on a counter-attack. And that's where they looked dangerous. But we just carried on doing what we were doing. And, you know, at half-time, Gaffer, again, like, still calm influence and just say, listen, you know, stick to what we're doing and we'll get back in this game. And what I remember was Hessenthaler scored
right at the end.
Right at the end. And do you know what? When we scored that, we celebrated like we won the game. If we remember, and because we knew, and you knew when we went in that change room, we knew we would have a great chance at home. Great chance coming from 2 goals down. You know, it's a tough ask. But 1 goal, we were that confident. You know, not in an arrogant way, just that like knew that if we have a chance at home and that confidence that we get a result there. You know, bringing them back at home and coming off the pitch. You know, I can remember looking to my left, to my right, and seeing the Stoke players, the disappointment in their faces. So, and the confidence in our faces coming off that pitch. You know, with, you know, like I said to you, with the fans and the atmosphere, you know, it's like playing with 12 men. So, and coming up playing at home is, you know, it was a fantastic night.
A few of the other players have said that the atmosphere that night at home to Stoke was one of the best they've experienced. And I guess because Priestfield's such a tight, compact ground, it can be extremely intimidating for opposition players.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you know, it's still now I get asked, you know, tell me one of the best grounds you played at, and Stoke's got to be up there. Their fans and their atmosphere, that was fantastic. I mean, we couldn't hear each other on the pitch, you know, there. But when we got them at home, wow, that was some experience was it a Tuesday night? Was it a Tuesday night?
I think it was Tuesday night. Yeah, it was definitely a midweek evening fixture.
Tuesday night, yeah. It was, like I said to you, it was like playing with 12 men. It was like playing with 12 men. It was, and it, you know, they took us all the way for us to get that goal. But no, I never forget that night. No, even off the pitch, even after the game, you know, like I said to you, the experience I had on the pitch and off the pitch was brilliant. You know, going into that game, we just knew we had a chance, and then, you know, getting that result and knew we were going at Wembley, again, like I said, said to you, we just felt really confident that if we, perform, we could beat anyone, especially in our league. And after winning that, obviously there's a big celebration. And like I said to you, off the pitch, I had my mates come down again and watch the game. And I remember after, I think the chairman took us to, I don't know, he had some bar or something. And we had some bar and all the players went there, had a good drink and celebration. And one of my mates turned around, he had Paul Scully, the chairman, in a headlock just for excitement. Like nothing, we weren't trying to hurt him or anything, but just for like excitement, which was brilliant. It was a great night, so great night.
Let's jump back forward to Wigan and the playoff final itself. One of the most memorable games for a lot of people. Were you nervous leading up to the game, or more just around as kick off?
Yeah, I was. I was nervous to most games, but it was the nerves of couldn't wait to get on the pitch. Not all the build up. When you you don't realise, you're talking about all week the build up to a game, your preparation, and when you get Friday night, things go through your head of all the tactics, what the manager wants you to do, and etc. And you think about your performance and the result, and your preparation for the game, and just nerves. And then when you're waking up and knowing you're going to Wembley, and that, but it was good nerves, I say, and I say to the players now, I said, like, you just can't let the nerves get the better of you, and because you watch a lot of footballers these days, you can see, especially me now, I'm a coach, you see players on the pitch now, and you just got to try and give them that confidence and try and help them with that nerves, because nerves, it's quite powerful, because it can get the better of you. Just the smallest things of giving the ball away, it can affect players. But no, the nerves, they were good nerves.
Of course, we went a goal up through Ifianura. I think the commentators tried to put it as an own goal, but we'll give it to Iffy. Found ourselves 2-1 behind in extra time. As a young man on the pitch then, were you at all thinking this has got beyond us, or were you still very, very confident that we had enough on the pitch to at least force penalties?
Like I said to you, like the togetherness there, we never, ever, ever gave in. We never thought like we was defeated until that whistle went. Never, never. We always thought we was in a game, always, because we had goals all over the pitch, and especially up front with the goal scorers that we had and that. But we knew, like we said, we never gave up, and I don't think I had time really, to be honest, to think. I just remember. I remember looking at the time, and I thought, well, we've got enough time here. We've got enough time to do it, and then it just flew by. It just flew by, really.
Do you remember your cross for Stevie Butler?
Yeah, I remember that. Funny enough, I got sent that last week, and it's pleasing. I mean,
a peach of a cross.
With my gaffer now. I don't know if you know my gaffer now. My gaffer's Darren Curry.
Yep.
Now, wow, he could cross a ball. I don't think there weren't many better than him. I'm talking about even now, and I'm actually going to put that down now. There ain't many now in the Premiership who can cross the ball like him. There ain't many with both feet. He was different class, and so I sent that to him straight away. So it was pleasing to get a return to say, like, to tell me, to get his approval. So that was good. No, I can remember it. Yeah, I just remember. I just thought, like, it was a throw-in. I remember, and it was one of my skills that to let the ball run across me, and I remember that. And then he sort of like half read it, and I just sort of like banked across it with my right because I thought I got to earn a yard here to get the ball in the box. And you know, the likes of like Stevie Butler and Tomo, you know, they can attack crosses. And I just checked back onto my left, and I just thought, you know, the gaffer always talked about missing the first man out and putting the ball in the second 6-yard box, and you know, never think about like wrapping the ball in there now, which a lot of players look to do. And I just thought, like, you know, if I use it inside my foot, you know, there'll be pace in it, on it, and just thought, head down, miss the first man, second 6-yard box, and lucky to see Butler get on the end of it.
Of course, that made the score 2-2. I've asked the other boys this question, and I'll ask you the same one. Were you thinking I might have to take a penalty in the shootout?
No. And to be honest, yeah, seriously, God must have been on my side because I am awful at penalties.
Right.
No, I'm telling you, if I had to go up there, I'm telling you, that's one thing. I would say the nerves would have got the better of me then. Definitely. I wouldn't have took one. I would have been the last one to take one, to be honest. I'm not good at it. I just know my strengths and my weaknesses, and I'm just not good at it. But no, I didn't think about it. I wouldn't let it enter my mind.
Well, luckily we didn't need them, because a few minutes later, you get the ball and offload to Ty Gooden, and when he did cross the ball in, I don't know where you were on the pitch, whether you'd run into the box or whether you had stood there waiting for the ball to come back. But when Tomo gets on the end of it and the ball hits the net, it must have just been elation.
Yeah. So if you look back at it, I tried exactly the same thing, and it was roughly about the exactly same area.
Yep.
If you remember, but he read it. So like, you know, when you're crossing, it's all about earning your yard. First of all, you've got to earn your yard, you know, to put a ball in the box. And I've done the same thing, like banked across with my right, and I checked back on my left, and he sort of like read it, and then Ty was there, and I just put it in his path, and he put a great ball in for Tomo to get on the end of it, and to see it go in. What I remember, I think I celebrated with Ty. I think we was on the floor rolling. So, I just felt like you've done it, really. You know, we've done it, and just felt like when that went in, I think, you know, just had that confidence that we're going to go on and win.
That evening, is there anything you can recall about the celebrations that you can broadcast?
What's that? What the when we won at Wembley?
No. So the antics at the after party at the hotel. Few players.
Oh, right.
Few players have told me a few things that I can't put out. But do you recall anything?
I remember, you know. What did they say?
If he said that he'd found himself in one of the kitchens with Carla Saab,
I didn't know that. Yeah.
and was trying to find obviously some alcohol somewhere. Hesse just remembers bodies lying all over the shop and people falling over and injuring themselves. But generally, they've said we've got stories, but we can't put them on camera.
Yeah. I do know I was one of the last ones standing. I know that. So, last one standing drinking, I think. I didn't want to go to bed. I remember that. I just didn't want the night to end, really. I think we all just probably got a couple of hours sleep, really, and then just got on the open bus.
Yeah.
But that night, it went. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. The whole day went really, 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 really quick. But like you say, like off the pitch, the old experience of the playoffs. Just you know, I had loads of experience. Like I said, we spoke about on the pitch, the experience, but off the pitch, you know, like with my best mates and my brothers. But I don't mind telling the stories, but some fantastic stories. I mean, we went like I said to you, went to Stoke. My best mates came, and I remember just about to get on the coach. I was with my mates talking, and then I got a little tap on my shoulder. I turned around, and it was my ex-manager at Fulham who released me, which I didn't really like him for that. And obviously, I was pleasant to him. And then my mate, one of my best mates, Leon Lewis, he was a pro at Fulham as well, and he got released, and he didn't like him. And I was walking with him. When I got the tap, I was talking to him. I looked to my right, and he buggered off. He went off, because he didn't want to talk to him. And as I'm speaking to him, I just look around, and he's just hiding behind a pillow, just didn't want to speak to him. And it, experience like that, I just never forget it. And that was the last time I saw him. But I know what I wanted to say, but I didn't say it because, but I wasn't really pleased to see him, to be honest, yeah. And then like the home game, like the experience off the pitch, in the return leg, my mates came, and I said to you, my mate Jerry had the chairman on the headlock. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget travelling on the way home, in the van, and there's bodies just flying everywhere. We had to, boys had to drive back to London, and we're just bloody hell. And we're pissed in the back of a van. And then the final, it was my brother's stag weekend, so obviously I couldn't go.
That's bad planning.
So I mean, I know, and he couldn't believe it. He said, I said, well, you just turn up for the game. It's just, I said, brother, can't do that. So and then to be all, my best mate Leon Lewis, Del Dinas, my brothers Paul and Mark, they woke up at 6. I think they got in at 6 o'clock from that night, and I think they just had to have a shower and travel back down, and got them all tickets to come to the final.
Wow.
And be fair, if you see it on the video, the first thing I done when we won is I run over to him. Right. I run over to celebrate with him. Yeah, because they're supporting that. And my brothers my brothers played a big part, in me becoming a footballer.
Excellent.
So it was off the pitch, some like I said to you, the playoffs and that, there was some great times and but on the pitch, the boys, you just knew when I said to you, when we lost to Wrexham, I just felt on the bus on the way back, it wasn't one of them saying, "Oh God, we're gonna have to do it in the playoffs." We was actually excited, and the boys to what happened to them last year, against Man City, none of that sort of, it didn't affect them. I think it just, with that experience that most of them had, just made them stronger. I think, and had that composure going into that game,
Excellent. That's a good way to leave it. Junior, thanks ever so much for your time. I'm sure fans will enjoy hearing some of your stories, and no doubt in future years we'll talk again about the same topics.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've obviously, I've been a coach now for a good few years, and now I'm just an assistant manager at Barnet Football Club with Darren Curry, the manager. There now, so you never know, I might get there to be there again. You never know. Don't know what side of what's bench though, but hopefully I get to have that experience there then, because the fans in there were fantastic. I still get sort of like a few letters here and there, and meet people at grounds and meet people on the street. Gillingham fans here and there, and that. But hopefully, my coaching career could is be as successful as my playing career. Because that's the next best thing. Because I'm really passionate about coaching. So for the love of the game and that. See where it's gonna take me. But no, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. That club's got a lot of memories that I'll never forget.
Superb. Junior, thanks very much. Hopefully we see you at at Priestfield again sooner rather than later. But in the meantime, stay safe and thanks for your time.
And you, thanks again. You stay
Cheers,
safe.
Junior. Top man.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.